Right, well, thank you so much for joining us. One of the things we're going to do this year is every day of Passion Week, Jesus' last week alive on this earth, is each day go through what Jesus did and what happened to him that day. So yesterday, Palm Sunday, we celebrated Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem. And today is Monday. And we read in the Gospel of Matthew and in Mark that on this day, Jesus returned to Jerusalem after the triumphal entry and then returning to Bethany for the night. On his way into Jerusalem, he sees a fig tree in leaf, but when he goes to see it, it has no fruit on it. And so he curses it. He then walks into Jerusalem, goes straight to the temple. And in the temple, he finds in the court of the Gentiles, the place where non-Jews were meant to come and worship God. They were selling animals and they were exchanging money for temple money and taxes. And in fact, they were ripping the poor off. And Jesus cleanses the temple. We have that vivid picture of him running around the temple, overturning tables with a whip in his hand, chasing everybody out. And we assume being left at the end alone with the courtyard empty and declaring, "This is my Father's house," which is meant to be a house of prayer for all the nations. And after all that commotion, he then returns to Bethany. And on the way back, the disciples notice that the fig tree Jesus cursed on the way into Jerusalem is now withered and dead. So what does this mean for you and me today? Well, one thing, it tells me that Jesus is on the side of the poor. He looks after the poor, those poor who were being abused in the corrupt temple system. But what it says overall is that we are so concerned with external experiences, aren't we? How we look on the outside. But God looks into our hearts. He looks at that fig tree that should have been fruitful and it wasn't, and he curses it. He goes into the temple, which should have been a place of prayer, and it wasn't. And so today, my friends, on Monday, if Jesus is looking at you, what does he see? When he looks into your heart, what does he see? And when he looks at his church, does he see a place of prayer for the nations? So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Well, I hope that you are doing well with your reflections during this time of Lent as we prepare for Easter. Thank you to Pastor Gary for such a message that reminds us of God's love through the story of Easter. I hope you enjoyed that. If so, why don't you think of joining us for the remainder of our Easter program? Let me take this opportunity to invite you to our Good Friday service at 9 a.m. here at Northside, and also for our Easter Sunday service, 9 a.m. as well on Sunday. Or if you would like someone to speak to, why don't you contact us through the details that are shown on the screen, and someone will be there to speak with you. I hope you will have a joy-filled week, a week of reflection leading into Easter. And for that, I would say bye-bye for now until we meet again.